first, we're going to kick this thing off with another edition of This Month in Nerdery, where I just talk to you about cool shit I've seen on the internet recently. The first article I read was talking about how dolphins are using pufferfish toxins to get high. And according to this picture from the article, this practice is very offensive to the pufferfish. Pufferfish secrete a toxin called tetrodotoxin, which is super lethal to humans. But to dolphins, when ingested in smaller amounts, it apparently has a really fun narcotic effect. This reefer madness is a bonding activity. The dolphins, when they come across these pufferfish, will pass them back and forth like any bunch of stoners passing joints around in a smoking circle. One of the things they like doing after becoming under the influence of this toxin is just hanging out under the surface of the water, just staring up at their own reflections. So maybe this drug is actually less like marijuana and more like whatever kind of drug Kanye's into. In other ocean-based news, there's a company in Sweden that is under construction of what is going to end up being the world's largest sailboat. It's going to be called the Ocean Bird, coming in at 650 feet long and 260 feet high. It will be about half as tall as the Cathedral of Learning. But what's really cool about it is that as opposed to canvas sails, it's going to have fully electronic steel composite sails. These bad boys are going to rotate 360 degrees to catch the wind, telescope down to 25% of their height to go under bridges, and with no ropes whatsoever, they will render the Ocean Bird virtually immune to pirates. But the reason I want to talk to you about it is it's super cool that it is going to reduce carbon emissions by a crazy margin. When compared to a similar diesel-powered ship, it carries a comparable amount of vehicles, and while it is 40% slower, it has a tiny fraction of the carbon emissions, which would be really cool because transportation is about 29% of the global carbon emissions. But unfortunately, ships and boats is only about 2% under the transportation sector. This is why I really hope that the Ocean Bird Company will be receptive to the design I emailed them for the next place to apply this technology. I call it the Skybird.